I stepped through the old front gate, the one that groaned like a tired man every time it opened, and walked up the stone path to my grandparents' porch. The January wind was sharp, nipping at my ears, but inside I could already hear the familiar hum of the heater and the clatter of dishes in the kitchen. Grandpa opened the door before I could knock. He squinted at me, then at the driveway, and then back at me again. "Why did you take an Uber?" he asked, confusion spreading across his weathered face. "Where's your SUV we gave you?" A knot tightened in my stomach. I had practiced my explanation the whole ride, but now the words clogged in my throat. "I actually came to talk to you and Grandma about that," I managed. His eyes softened, but there was still a flicker of concern. "Come in. Your grandma's making soup." Inside, everything smelled like rosemary and warmth. Grandma looked up from the stove with her usual bright smile. "There you are. I told your grandpa you'd come in a good mood, though you look like someone stole your lunch." Grandpa crossed his arms. "Something's up. He took an Uber." Grandma paused. "An Uber, why?" I inhaled deeply. "I sold the SUV." The spoon in Grandma's hand clattered against the pot. Grandpa blinked. "You what?" "It's not what you think," I said quickly. "I didn't sell it for something stupid. I needed the money." Their faces changed instantly, not angry but worried, deeply worried. Grandpa gestured toward the table. "Sit, explain." I sat, my hands trembling slightly from a mixture of nerves and cold. Grandma placed a steaming bowl of soup in front of me, her eyes filled with silent questions. "I haven't told you everything since I moved out last year," I began. "Work has been rough. The company downsized. I got laid off 3 months ago." Grandma's hand flew to her chest. "Oh, sweetheart." And I continued, "My rent went up by almost 30%. I've been freelancing to cover what I can, but it's unstable. Last month I couldn't pay rent at all. I was given a final warning. And the SUV, as much as it meant to me, the loan payments, the insurance, the fuel, it was drowning me." "But we helped with the payments," Grandpa said, confused. "I know, and I'm grateful," I said softly. "But after I lost my job, even with your help, it was too much. I didn't want to come to you again asking for more." "We would have helped," Grandma said gently, putting her hand over mine. "That's the thing," I whispered. "I'm an adult. I need to stand on my own. Selling the SUV cleared the remaining loan and gave me enough money to cover 3 months of rent while I find something steady." Grandpa leaned back in his chair, staring at me with a mixture of pride, frustration, and sadness. "Why didn't you tell us you were struggling?" "Because I didn't want to disappoint you," I said. "You gave me that SUV as a gift for graduating. You were so proud, and I felt like I failed you by not being able to keep it." Grandpa's expression softened. "Son, gifts aren't chains. We gave you that car because we wanted to help you start your life, not to tie you down to payments or stress." Grandma added, "And you didn't fail anyone. Life throws punches, sometimes very hard ones." I stared into my soup as steam curled upward. I just felt like everything was slipping out of my control. Selling the SUV, it was the only thing that made sense. For a long moment there was silence, just the ticking of the kitchen clock. Then Grandpa spoke, his voice low and thoughtful. "Do you know why I bought you that SUV?" he asked. "Because you wanted to spoil me," I joked weakly. He chuckled, partly, but mostly because when I was your age, I didn't have anyone to catch me when I fell. I wanted you to have something I never did, a safety net, not a burden. I looked up surprised. Grandpa continued, "You selling the SUV doesn't make me think less of you. Actually, it shows maturity. You didn't cling to pride. You made a rational decision." Grandma pulled out the chair beside me and sat. "But next time, don't suffer alone, your family. That's what we're here for." Emotion swelled in my chest. I nodded, unable to speak for a moment. Grandpa cleared his throat. "So what's the plan now?" I've been applying everywhere, I said, and I picked up a steady freelance client last week. It's not huge money, but it'll help. I also plan to move to a smaller apartment when my lease ends. Grandpa rubbed his chin. Sounds like you're taking smart steps. Grandma added, I think you're being responsible honestly. Something eased inside me, the pressure that had been weighing me down for months. Then Grandpa suddenly stood up and walked to the coat rack. Get your soup and let's go. I blinked. Go where? To the mechanic, he said. Now I was really confused. For what? Grandpa turned, eyes twinkling. You don't think you're leaving here without a vehicle, do you? I still have the old Corolla in the garage. Needs a bit of work, but it's sturdy. No loan, cheap on fuel, perfect for someone rebuilding. Grandpa, no, I can't take another car from you. He waved me off. It's not a gift, it's a temporary loan. You'll use it until you're stable. Then you return it, and if you dent it, I'll pretend I didn't see it. Grandma laughed, wiping her eyes. He means it. I felt my throat tighten. Thank you, really. Grandpa put a hand on my shoulder. Just promise me something. Anything. Next time you're drowning, don't wait until you're underwater to shout for help. I nodded, swallowing the lump in my throat. I promise. We finished the soup together, talking about small things. Grandma's garden, the cat that kept stealing fish from her porch, a neighbor's wedding preparations. Warm, normal, comforting things. As we stepped outside toward the garage, the winter air didn't feel so biting anymore. And for the first time in months, I didn't feel alone.